sidearm-upload. Wainwright makes the catch. Touchdown, Columbia. The Lions win it.
Welcome into the Season 7 finale of the Captain's Corner podcast. I am your host, Steve Spiedling, once again joined by Mike Kowalski. Glad to have you back, Mike. I know you had an eventful weekend the other weekend, but good to have the full team here.
That's for another podcast, Steve.
Yeah, we're going to have a whole podcast on what you went through.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have our usual suspects, our three captains joining us once again today. And we are going to be reacting to a 32-29 tight loss to Brown last Saturday. As usual, I'm going to toss it to you guys right away just for your initial reactions to the game.
Yeah, just obviously frustrating. I feel like we keep, repeating it week after week. I think this was a game that, just every sense of the word just slipped through our fingers. I think we had opportunity after opportunity, and then it just keeps coming down to, when those opportunities are coming, we're not capitalizing as much as we need to. And Coach Bobby put it pretty bluntly, and I think everyone would agree. It's like, you never know when that play is going to happen that's going to impact the scoreboard. That's why you got to be so dialed in throughout the course of the game. And then we just, unfortunately, weren't able to capitalize when we needed to.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Chase said everything that needed to be said. Like, it was tough. It was definitely kind of a heartbreaking way to let that game slip through. Like, we had a lead with under 2 minutes left, and we, let it get away. But we got one opportunity left up in Cornell. So we just got to make the most of it, attack this week, how we have attacked every single week since week one, and try to go out there and get one.
Yeah. I mean, echoing what these guys just said, like, got to capitalize when the opportunities are presented to us, which, we had many opportunities as a defense to keep the lead and shut them down, which we just didn't capitalize on. So, yeah. Yeah. Offensively, you guys were able to put up a season high in points. Chase, what was, you had the same group of receivers from week to week for the kind of the first time all season. How much did that help you and get things going on from an offensive standpoint on Saturday?
We had guys step up and make huge plays like Beckett and Titus and other guys across the board. And I think that, those guys will continue to develop. And I really think that we can put it all together for Cornell. But we got to start faster. We got to get points earlier, so that we're not digging ourselves out of a hole in the second half.
And you guys were able to establish a run really for, it was your best rushing game of the season. Michael Walters is Ivy League Rookie of the Week and set the Columbia first-year rushing record. So, what was a combination of Michael and the offensive line kind of putting it all together kind of for the first time? And what can you take from that moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Like, it's awesome when you have someone like Michael and really the rest of the backs too, like Griffin and Lucas rotating in and you're getting push up front with our linemen across the board. They were knocking bodies around all day, and so that really sets a tone for our offense and sets a standard from the start. And it really opens things up in the pass game as well when you're able to rely on that. And so I think Michael's been running hard all season. Just a great kid, great teammate first and foremost, and then just obviously a great football player. So excited about him and to see him progress. He's only in first year, so he's got a lot of time left. So.
And before we get to defensive performance, from what do you see trying to tackle a guy like that? Who does he remind you of at all?
Yeah, Michael's big. I think he's only 18 years old and he's first year, but he just came in with like natural size that immediately makes him useful, like someone that's tough to handle at the varsity level. And like he's just going through this off season, like going through a winter program with our strength staff and like getting a full year at college under his belt. I really just think this is the beginning for him and he's going to have an awesome career here.
Yeah. I mean, echoing these guys, like he's a dangerous player and this is just the beginning. Like we're going to see great things out of Michael. Yeah. And then defensively, what are the big adjustments you guys are going to have to make going into this final week against Cornell? A couple more big plays from Brown and everything. How are you working to correct those this week? What are you going to change from, previous weeks where you're trying to make these adjustments to try to finish the job on Saturday?
I mean, we got to tackle better. We just allow like way too many, at least, just to start the game. Like we're hitting someone at the line of scrimmage where it should be a 1-2 yard gain and it's an 8 yard gain. And it's like that'll make second down so much easier for the offense. It opens up their playbook where if it's 2nd and 10, we could kind of dictate. Or on third down, if, we look at a third down where we technically win, where we stop them for 4 yard, 3rd and 5, and then they'll get to 4th and 1. But we missed tackles in the backfield where now we could have made it 4th and 7, and now it's a 4th down where they don't even know if they go for it, or if they do, it's placed to such our advantage where we're not, straining enough to make these plays, and we're allowing ball carriers to just drag themselves and finish forward. And that's something that we have to get fixed for our final game. It's like, at the end of the day, for this one last week, like we just got to rally to the football together and knock ball carriers back.
Yeah. I mean, like JT said, like the plan's probably going to stay about the same. Like maybe we'll have some in-week adjustments or some Cornell-specific stuff, but it comes down to just the execution. Got to make tackles, got to keep momentum, and got to have long third downs, which we didn't do a good enough job against Brown doing.
Yeah. Is there anything like, again, anything different? Is it all just kind of the same stuff and you just haven't been able to fix it, or has it been different stuff every week? Just to kind of, finalize that thought and what we've talked about pretty much the whole season.
I would say, I mean, like, different teams attack you in different ways, so, like, that will expose, I guess, they try to expose different parts of your defense, but defensively for us, we have not tackled as well as we need to all year long. We look back at Lafayette, we did not tackle well in that game, and then you look at Brown, we're still, not straining enough to get these ball carriers on the ground, and, that's just something that we have to do a better job at. Like, just throughout practice, like, we could do all the tackling drills we want in the world, we do all the tackling drills in the world, but at the end of the day, it's like, you got to get someone on the ground. It's things that are going to happen on game day are going to be a lot more difficult than they are in practice in some situations because the other team's practicing every day and you can't really simulate exact things the way that they're going to play out. But we got to be able to adjust on the fly and at the end of the day, just strain and get people on the ground.
Yeah, completely agree. Nothing else to be said there.
Yeah. And, a couple guys in the secondary had some good games. Caleb Solomon had double-figure tackles. Jeremiah Douglas, again, had 11 tackles. And then even Mason Robinson with the block punt there. Talk about the progression of those guys and their futures as we talked a little bit about Michael, but those guys have longer careers ahead of them.
Yeah, I mean they're young guys, so maybe the learning curve was a little steep earlier in the season, but they're continuing to show how great they are to have on our field. I mean, Caleb Solomons is up there in the tackle leaderboard of the Ivy. J. Doug continues to play with a cast on his hand, and Mason Robinson just continuing to ball out, like showing a block punt, which was a huge explosive play for our team. They're going to have great futures for us.
Yeah, I think safety is honestly like the toughest position within our defense mentally. You just have so many things going on, always checking our coverage, have to adjust to their formations. And we've had 2 seniors doing it last year and now it goes to 2 sophomores. So it's definitely a big role that they stepped up into, and they're just going to, every year they're going to get better. Like if you look back at Hayden McDonald, did not play at all his sophomore year. And his junior year, he started first, was great, but he wasn't an all-league player. And then his senior year, he was the best safety in our league, an All-American, and is one of the best safeties in the country. And then you look at these guys who are, as sophomores, still playing at a high level, and they're just going to continue to get better every single year, and they have a really bright future ahead.
And before we get into shout-outs, I'm actually going to take the chance to shout you out, JT. You had a sack in this game, and correct me if I'm wrong, like he's 1.5 sacks away from the Columbia all-time record. So just talk about that and what that would mean to you, and even if you don't get there, just being that high on the Columbia all-time sacks list.
No, I appreciate that. It would be great. Obviously, that's something that is kind of in my mind now because it's been brought up a couple times, but I just let the plays come to me. Like the sack that I even had was just a pressure that we ran, where like I just wrapped underneath, and the blitz that we ran kind of came unblocked. But it's just I'm gonna continue to do my assignment, just play within where I'm supposed to be, do my 111th, and if the plays come up, I have to make them. And that would obviously be something that is a career achievement and be really cool to break that record. But I'm definitely, I got eyes on it. But I'm just trying to really, the main focus is going out with a victory this week. That's really all I care about. I need to get one more win as Columbia line.
Of course. All right, and we'll head into shout-outs with that. We'll give you 3 a chance to shout out someone who may not have popped up off the box score or we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah, I think for me, I probably had a few guys, at least on the offensive side of the ball. I really want to shout out Beckon Robinson. I know he did stand out on the stat sheet, had a touchdown and had a few great catches and deeper plays downfield. Obviously, last play of the game is tough. Like corner makes a good play. Those things are gonna happen. But Beckett's a guy who's stepped up in a role as a first year throughout the season. He's been a really explosive guy for us, and I'm really excited for him. So definitely want to shout him out. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I want to shout out Ethan Fullerton and then MD Awe, who Ethan came in and rotated in at corner, made a few plays. Unfortunately, went down in the third quarter. I think it was the third, with a concussion. And then MD, who's a first year, stepped up and got really his first playing time, also with a club on his hand. Yeah. I go against him really on the scout side because he's been running a lot of scout team defense, for this season. And he gives great looks. He works really hard. And so really, really happy for him that he got some action as well. And then one play, too, I don't want to shout out is Caleb Solomon's blocked field goal at the end of the half because, definitely saved my blood a little bit there. got to be a little more situationally aware and not fumble the ball and allow them to get even a field goal opportunity. But Caleb definitely came in clutch there, and that was a great effort play.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we already shouted out a lot of the guys that had great impact in the game, but like Caleb Solomons and J. Doug, like continuing to ball out, continuing to fly around and put their bodies on the line and make great plays. But one guy that wasn't shouted out is my close friend, maybe Josh Powell, who was really just flying around and just showing relentless violence, like TFL in the first play. Like that's really how you're supposed to start the game. And he's doing a great job, just set the edge.
Yeah, all those guys deserve that recognition. I love playing next to Powell and played next to him every third down in this team for 4 years. So it's definitely he's a great player. I'm going to shout out Dave Garland. He obviously he's played his first snaps for Columbia on Saturday, and he's just someone that, like, that's a teammate that you need. That's a guy you need in your locker room. Like, he served our country. Guy is works his ass off. Pardon my language, but he's an amazing teammate. Like, he's a guy who shows up every day, never asks for anything, puts his head down and works. And it was awesome to see him get out there on senior day. And he's just truly a locker room guy that teams need to have. And if he's on your team, a guy like that will make your team better.
No doubt.
100%.
Also think we need to shout out all the families that were there supporting us on senior day. Like, I know my parents will be listening to this podcast, and I appreciate everything they've done for us.
Yeah,
Of course.
Before we go into that a little bit, one play that stuck out to me. Noah Jordan had this. Michael had a rush, and Jordan he was like 20 yards down the field, like looking for somebody to hit if he broke that third level and everything like that. So he's had a great season. I mean, if you Chase, you want to talk about
no, 100%. Noah's a veteran for us, and then really, like, we should have shouted out our entire offensive line just for the push that they generated, especially in the run game, and then even in pass protection that really had a lot of time to throw the ball, which is awesome. So all five of those guys really stepped up and were dominating, I think, on the front for the most part. But yeah, Noah Jordan, man, he's a rock over at right tackle for us. Veteran, this is his third year, really starting for us, and is just a really reliable guy to have. You know, he's a great teammate, always picking us up, always like staying on schedule and just doing his 111th like we always talk about. You know, really hard worker, and just super happy to have him. You know, as part of that veteran group up front, and generating push for Michael on those backs. Yeah.
And before we move on from the day, JT, you brought up senior day. Last podcast we mentioned just what about it was going to be meaningful to you guys. Now, reflecting back on it, what was the experience like, and what was it like for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a very sentimental guy. Like, it was. I think it was mostly for my family, who's shown like so much support and love, and I don't think they've missed a game in my 4 years here. So they've spent 40 Saturdays coming wherever across the country, showing up, showing appreciation, showing love, and bringing energy every single weekend. And I love them, and I appreciate them for that. So that day was kind of for me to pay it back, or for Columbia to pay it back to them and show how much we truly appreciate them.
Yeah, I think Shmo said it best. Like, obviously my family, my parents, and then a ton of relatives, uncles, aunts, and my brother. A lot of my friends were also there, so it was just really cool. And you see, like, other people, I think Josh walked with a ton of people out, but
Yep.
He's got nieces and nephews. He has a son of his own, and, like, it's just an awesome day. And it was really cool. The weather was nice, and it was a really cool experience.
Has it hit you guys yet that it's the last? It's it. This is it for Columbia. Your Columbia careers for Jack and Justin.
Yeah, I mean, like, even last week, like, I was kind of sitting in my locker, and I was like, damn, like, in a week from now, like, I won't be able to come back and sit in here. So definitely, like, kind of hit me a little bit. I guess I have kind of different perspective on it, because, like, all the dudes who I came in with in my class are all gone now. But I'm still, lucky enough and thankful to be playing. So, like, I kind of have a different perspective on it probably than Jack does, but it's still, like, it probably won't truly hit you until that final snap on Saturday, and then it's really all over.
Yeah, totally agree. Like, I don't really think it's truly going to hit me until that final snap. But, Sunday catching my last clean with JT in the Lions weight room, like, it just kind of makes you take a step back and be so grateful for everything that everybody's done for us, whether it's a strength staff, coaches, the brothers that we line up against every day. Like, starting to set into that a little bit, but probably won't feel it until the last snap.
Amity Hall Uptown is the premier sports destination on the Upper West Side and the official home to Columbia University Athletics. Located just 951 steps from campus, Amity Hall is and will always be your home away from home.
All right, so let's move into our usual Mount Rushmore snake draft segment. Lots of drama heading in here on the last week. Schmo is one behind JT and Chase in the lead. So we're going to be doing Thanksgiving-related snake draft Mount Rushmore. You could go anywhere you want with that. Anything having to do with the holiday, surrounding the holiday, the season, anything of the sort. If Jack wins, we will find a way to make a tiebreaker. We'll deal with that if we get there. If Chase or JT wins, they're our overall winner for the season. JT, you do have first pick. Schmo is second. Chase is third because Chase batted leadoff last week. So lots of pressure here with it all on the line. Me and Mike will judge as always.
I almost don't want to know who is in the lead. No, I don't want to cloud my judgment.
First pick, I'm going to take Thanksgiving Eve. Okay. Honestly, I think that might be my favorite holiday of the year, to be honest.
Why is that?
Just it's such an awesome day. I get to go home like right after the season. I think it's really cool to get to go home and like just be with my family. And then Thanksgiving Eve, I'm obviously out with my friends, and it's just cool to catch up with everyone. And it's a real fun day now.
It's always right after the season too, right?
Yeah, for us, like because we never played playoffs, and then this year, obviously, we're not going to the playoffs. So like it's always been right at the end of the season.
I mean, I can't believe you let this drop to second, but I'm taking a Thanksgiving turkey.
I like that. And I'm gonna be shocked that this dropped all the way to third, but Thanksgiving Day football, I mean, is elite in my opinion. I think I should have gone 1-1. Geez, I think. All right, so Schmo took turkey. I think I'm gonna go with another great side, staple, pretty like, ordinary and generic, but I feel like every family has it. Just some mashed potatoes and gravy. I don't think much beats like a nice, buttery, fluffy.
You're making us hungry over here.
Yeah.
Back to Jack.
Give me that Thanksgiving Day parade.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah. You watch that?
The Macy's Day Parade.
I mean, it's a classic. I can understand why you went there. I'm going to be honest. I don't watch the parade, though.
It's a nice background noise.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my food choice is going to be stuffing. I think that's behind turkey, my second favorite Thanksgiving food that I get.
I would have went stuffing over potatoes, too.
Wow. And then
stuffing's a better side.
I'm going to take family. I think Thanksgiving's a good day. I get to see a lot of relatives who typically I don't see that much. And like I know I was talking to my cousin today. I'm going to see him, and I think it's really cool. And now as I've gotten older, like I think I enjoy Thanksgiving more than I enjoy Christmas in a way.
Dude, it's not a terrible take.
I don't need that take either. It's different vibe. Just nice, more relaxed
like
to it.
Thanksgiving, and sit back, I eat, I watch football,
take a nap,
and I hang out.
I can't take a nap on Christmas, but if I take a nap on Thanksgiving, that's allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me sitting around a campfire.
Sitting around a campfire.
Oh yeah. I don't know what your Thanksgivings are.
Well, here he took football.
All right. You mentioned it, Steve, but I want to preface, like I was thinking of this and was going to pick it before you mentioned it, but it's the post-meal nap. Like it's at the 3 p.m., like the early, like whatever, 4 p.m. early,
it's just so good.
Thanksgiving meal, and then you hit the nap right after, while you're watching football. You're gonna
it's always during
the first half of the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. It's always the Cowboys game,
but it's fine. It's fine to miss the Cowboys game. I mean, like, no one cares about those guys anyway. So.
Yeah, you wake up, it's like 27-6 at half, and you're like, all right.
Exactly. Like, so yeah, you loosen a few buckles on the belt and take a nap. I'll take that, and then I would say I got to throw a dessert in there. My mom got this recipe from my dad's mom, my grandmother, pumpkin chiffon pie with a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top. Elite Thanksgiving dessert. I'm not gonna pander like these guys. The hosts. Stick to my roots.
Back to Jack. Big pick here. To try and stay in the race.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I got it, but I'm not pandering to the to the judges either. I'm gonna go the turkey run.
Turkey
family for a long time.
You definitely didn't pander to me with that one. But hey, you got to stick to your roots. You've done it all year, and I respect it.
Are you guys a turkey trot family, Shmuel?
Yeah, we are. I'll be honest, I haven't done it in a few years, but it's always fun watching all my siblings go and run, and I'll sit and veg on the couch and then come back all exhausted.
I'm gonna my final place is gonna be break from school or work. Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday. You get Friday off, long weekend.
Oh yeah,
creates an amazing time.
Yeah, the thing I was gonna wait to bring this up just in case you wanted to pick it. I'm surprised no one brought up like just like playing football, like with your family. I guess you could.
I thought that's a technicality. So my family doesn't tackle football.
Yeah, see, like I would have. See, if you said that over the turkey run, you would have had me. The turkey run, I can't do it.
I'll be honest. I used to play football back when like I was in high school and middle school. And now like it's the last thing I'm doing.
That's true. That's fair for you guys, especially. Yeah, you're like, I just played for months. I'm good.
I'm going to sit down.
That's very fair. So I guess initial reactions. I'll read the list back. I already know who I'm picking. It's like that locked in. It's like that easy for me. So I'm not going to be swayed by whoever you pick, Mike. Before I toss to your thoughts, JT finishes with Thanksgiving Eve, stuffing, family time, and a break from school or work. Jack has turkey, the parade, sitting around a campfire, and a turkey run. And Chase has Thanksgiving football, potatoes and gravy, post-meal nap, and pumpkin pie. Or did you want to say your specific pumpkin pie? Or?
You can stick with the
I feel like I gave you the generic pumpkin pie, but if you got a special version,
as long as you include the scoop of vanilla ice cream on top.
Okay.
Good with it.
Man, it's tough. It's close again. I like things on different lists, but we're going on the totality of the list. I think I'm going Chase.
Let's go.
So my initial reactions, I said it earlier, I liked stuffing over potatoes, so I was leaning JT early, but the post-meal nap, third round, is like maybe my favorite part of Thanksgiving. It's a crazy take, maybe it's not, and Thanksgiving football at the 1-3. First of all,
I don't know how it fell.
Yeah,
when you said
well, so that's the thing. You had the 1-1 JT. We've done this Thanksgiving Mount Rushmore every year. Thanksgiving Eve one year didn't get picked. I yelled at the people.
Yeah,
I don't know if it was Pat or CJ or whoever, but I was like, how do you not pick that? It's such a good mid-round pick. Like having to add your list. 1-1's tough.
I really wanted it on my roster.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give it a chance. But to be honest, it probably would have fell to me later. I think I might have reached on it.
Yeah, because I think Jack,
once you said what we were picking, like I immediately went, I have the first pick.
yeah.
I'm taking Thanksgiving.
it's because Jack hit the easy home run with turkey and then football obviously as well. But like the 1-1 I think hurts your list, and I'm going with Chase as well.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Not that
I might have choked that one away.
Not that I want to disrespect Jack's list, but the sitting around a campfire one just confused me.
I'm not betting.
Do you do that on Thanksgiving though? Is that what you just every Thanksgiving outside around the thing?
Yeah, Well, watching football got taken, so usually we're sitting around a campfire watching football. So.
Fair enough. I don't.
fair.
But
I'm going to be a little self-indulgent because Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. So I got a few more questions for the group. Okay.
Yeah.
What is the appropriate time for Thanksgiving dinner?
Ooh.
Like 3:00.
Yeah. We do like 3.
I think we usually
3 to 4.
2 or
Yeah.
3.
Gotta be
That's
early.
always early. I'm like
Early supper.
Okay.
Leave room for seconds like at 7 or 8.
And it leaves the
100%.
nap for the Cowboys game at 4 o'clock or 4:30.
Does anybody eat stuffing any other day besides Thanksgiving?
Only in like maybe a day following.
Day or two after.
Leftovers and stuff?
I'll do it occasionally because occasionally my parents used to make turkey just other days, like very rarely, and they would make stuffing with it. But it's only with turkey and maybe once or twice a year.
Do you guys have cornbread? You'll have cornbread.
Yeah, cornbread is
cornbread
great.
stuffing.
Yeah.
I had one more, but I forgot it. It'll come back to me later. But those are the two big ones. I know it's a little bit controversial. Everybody has like a little bit of different like Thanksgiving meal time and stuff like that. It's got to be 2 to 3 window. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I always eat like 2 to 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And Chase is the only one who brought up dessert pumpkin pie. Does anyone else have like a favorite dessert on Thanksgiving? Because I was surprised there was no desserts on the list really besides pumpkin pie.
Honestly, like not really anything specific. Like I'm not really picky. Like I'll eat most desserts, but like I don't know, Thanksgiving dessert like doesn't not one that's sticking out to me right now.
I don't know if it counts as a dessert, but sweet potatoes with like marshmallows.
A casserole,
Yeah, that's always
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Sweet potato with marshmallows.
It's like casserole type thing. Yeah, that's good stuff.
I had to give a shout out to my grandmother there for that.
Yeah.
For
That was a good thing.
the specific pumpkin.
What-
pie.
And I'm an apple pie guy, but like the whole thought of pie and dessert got me with that last pick.
She like my mom does like graham cracker crust on the bottom too, like whipped cream, like
People get fancy. Pie is so good.
hard to beat.
Yep. Remember my last question. How do you guys prepare the turkey?
We deep fry it.
Deep fry?
Deep fry.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
My dad loves deep frying them.
Yeah.
As you said, deep frying too. We usually get like a store bought, like already pre-roasted. We just put it in the oven, like
Gotcha.
oven roasted, like Cajun turkey.
Okay.
Pete's Fine Meats.
The Cajun turkey is good.
Oh, yeah.
Cajun turkey is so good.
Yep. Yeah. Good questions. That's all I got. I can't wait. It's going to be a great
Yeah,
day on
I'm
next
excited
Thursday.
for it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So as we said, Chase wins this week, and that gives him the overall win 4-3-2 over his teammates. So just congratulations, Chase. It was the first time we made it like a real competition. So huge for you moving forward.
Thank you.
Jack and JT, it happens.
It was close.
I respect Schmo's integrity all year. I want to shout that out though. He kind of catered to me about with the TV villains one last week.
Yeah,
But,
so
I don't know. So I was gonna say he stuck to his guns.
Top tier villain. You know that. I just picked it before you.
But it was a valiant battle all year. It was a pleasure. Moving into next week, our season finale against Cornell. I'm just going to toss it over to you guys. Just initial thoughts on the Cornell team and what to expect next week.
Yeah, I mean, they're a great team. So we've seen them battling with pretty much every opponent they've faced. So the preparation is going to be pretty much the same it's been all year. Like, we're going to have a plan. We just have to execute it. Like JT said earlier, like, got to tackle, got to strain, got to build momentum. And when the offense gives us opportunities to keep the lead, we gotta capitalize on those.
Yeah, I mean, similar to what Jack said, they're a very good team. They've been playing really good ball all year long. I think some of the best they've played in recent years, and it's definitely, we got a challenge going up there, and we just got to attack this week with everything that we have, like leave nothing back, leave everything out there, and really try to get this one done.
100%, yeah. And Coach Poppy, I think, mentioned it as well. Like, it's going to be their senior day as well. So it's added motivation for them on top of like them already having, a few good wins under their belt this year and have been playing really solid football and complimentary football this year. So they're a tough team. They're physical, at least on the defensive side of the ball. I think that they're probably most similar, at least in structure and just base structure, to our defense that we see, just with some of their 3-down lineman stuff. So hopefully, that gives us a little bit of advantage because we've been going against these guys who, we believe are the best defense in the league every week in and out of practice and all fall camp. So hopefully that gets us in the right mentality and the right headspace going into this week. But it's a really exciting opportunity and something we really want to get done, especially for these seniors and just for everybody on the team one last time this season.
Is getting a win in week 10, can that carry any momentum into the offseason and even next season, just to leave this season on a positive note?
I mean, there's no doubt. You look 2 years ago, 2023, it's a tough season, kind of like this one, and we closed it out the right way with a win at Cornell, and then pivoted into last year and kind of built that momentum, and things worked out for us last year. So I definitely think it is a good jumping off point.
Yeah, agree.
Yep. I mean, it's your last opportunity for 9 months. It's like you got to make the most of it.
Yep. And for Jack and Justin, what's your message to the team? Moving on, even beyond this last game of the season. What do you want to see from this program moving forward?
I kind of have a similar message. Like when I talk to the team, it's just like, if you take one thing from me, really be where your feet are. Like, don't wish away the time. It really does fly by. And like, just don't, look ahead thinking about when it's going to be over. Don't like look behind or dwell on things that have happened in the past. Like, truly just be where your feet are and live in that moment. And I try to, just get guys to, if you're going to take that from me, like that's something I would like to leave, is just like, I think that'll really make yourself a better person. And, as a football player, I think it'll just make you enjoy every single moment a lot more.
Yeah. Like JT said, like only a fool trips on what's behind him. Like, got to be able to wash the season that we've had so far and just leave it all out there for the last game. Come out, give them everything that we got, and leave that field with no regrets, especially the seniors.
All right. With that, Mike, why don't you tell them where we can find the game and where to watch?
Sure. Columbia takes on Cornell. It's Empire State Bowl. We got to talk about that before we go. So yeah, got to defend that Mega Bowl.
Yeah.
It's been 4 straight years with wins. Again, we talked about trophy games before, but especially with the season, does that add to it? Like having that trophy on the line a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, that trophy's got to stay home. We got to do everything in our power to make sure that it stays where it belongs in New York City. And it's, I wouldn't say it's added motivation, but it's definitely just like playing Cornell, your last game in New York. It's a rival. Like, it's just, there's enough motivation right there. And that trophy being significant of who won the game the previous year matters, and where it is and who's going to be bringing it in and who's going to be bringing it home.
Yeah, agreed.
No doubt.
Yep. All right, so the game kicks off Saturday, November 22nd. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff on ESPN+. It'll be live from Ithaca, New York. It's the season finale for the 2025 season. So, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us every week. I know, it hasn't been the season you guys, were expecting going into this, but we appreciate you coming here every week, talking ball with us and having a little bit of fun. It shows a lot about you guys, and Really appreciate you guys, being so candid and honest, and hope you guys had a little bit of a good time.
Of course, each week.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything.
And as always, we appreciate you all out there listening, and we'll see you back here again next year for season 8 of the Captain's Corner podcast.